Yo, what's up, guys? Kim Luke here. New video for you guys today on Clash Royale. I beat the 21 challenge. I did so with this deck. Usually I play Rocket instead of Fireball here, and I'll use Evo Ice Spirit instead of Evo Cannon. But there's a lot of spammy kind of cards in the meta. You know, the Skeleton Army Evolution and the Royal Ghost. The Cannon just helps with that. So I used that, and I got 18 wins twice. And it took me, I think, maybe 7 or 8 times to get 20, so not that bad. Played some tough matches here, as I'll show you guys in the video. If you guys have any questions, ask them below. Make sure to comment, leave a like, and subscribe, and hope you guys enjoy.
All right, guys, hopping into our first game here against this Asian player. He's playing a bait deck, quick cycle bait. It's like 1.9 or 2.0 or something like that. It's a pretty hard matchup for me, I'd say. I'd probably say bait definitely has matchup here in double and triple, just because your hog doesn't really get any hits anymore after single. They cycle their dark goblins fast, and their skeletons and ice spirit. So you really have to get all your damage in the first single elixir, and then you have to start relying on your fireball cycling because you have to focus on defense pretty much the rest of the game. It's not as bad as some other bait decks, like I said, because you can get damage in single. But, you know, your most important card here as a hog player is going to be your cannon. You know, they have Bush, which isn't too bad because it's pretty slow. And if you have no elixir and they play at the river, you can get back to skeletons or ice spirit and block it when it goes to your tower. But the problem here is the wall breakers and the dark goblin are going to be the most annoying cards. And, you know, they just put Ghost in there because the Evo's kind of busted. And look, he's already at his Evo right now. So that's the other issue with this deck, is dealing with the Ghost. And the Fire Spirit is pretty freaking annoying too. I probably could have sacked that damage there because he went for an Evo Ghost. Thankfully, I have Evo Cannon, so it did deal with some of the shenanigans. Good Ice Spirit there. I do take a couple of hits here, but it's no big deal. I'm already up in damage still, so, you know, taking 500 damage isn't that bad. And like I said here, you know, when they go Ghost, as long as they don't follow up with like a Fire Spirit or something, it's okay to, you know, let that go to your tower and then defend with Skeletons or Ice Spirit. He does go in here with a Ice Golem, and I think he goes with Wall Breakers too, maybe. No, he doesn't. Yeah, yes, he does. Okay, so, yeah, just place your... That was a bad cannon on my part. I should have just sacked the Wall Breakers there and saved 400 damage, and just had the Ghost carry over. So that's probably my biggest mistake of this match, honestly. Good log there, Ice Spirit. And this is where it starts to turn in his favor, because now it's pretty much impossible to get a hog hit. I think see, I'm already starting to fireball cycle his, it's like, what, 7 or 8 fireballs his tower. So if he keeps giving me those Royal Ghosts, I'm going to be taking the value for him. I mean, honestly, just even fireballing nothing is important, but, you know, defense always comes first here. So, yeah, that's why I picked the Evo Cannon right there. It just got rid of his Dark Goblin and the Ice Spirit there, so that's good. Like I said, I do usually play with Fire Spirit or Evo Ice Spirit on ladder. So I decided to change things up. Like, this is the first time I ever played a tournament with the cannon, so I don't know every interaction with the Evo Cannon, but I know enough to know how to use it. So now we're in just overtime. I've gotten like maybe one more hog hit here. I think I might get one. Yeah, I do. No, I don't. I do? Yeah, I do. So now that the tower is within 4 fireballs or 3 fireballs and a couple logs, but it's pretty hard to get, you know, a fireball down without sacrificing some defense. Good cannon placement there. For Dark Goblin, I don't know if he's going to place him at the river, so it's obviously the best to go up for down low. And as you can see with my hog here, I do get one hit somehow. He didn't go Ice Spirit, so now it's 2 fireballs, and I think 1 log away or 2 logs. So he's going to get aggressive here when it comes to triple. Like I said, it's okay stacking some damage. Just because the towers are even, it's not really going to be a 2-tower game, obviously, in overtime. So I log that, and then I go the Evo. The Ghost didn't pop for some reason, so my Skeletons, you know, didn't get that far in, but it's okay. Still up by a solid amount here. He predicts my hog at the river there and goes with all of his... He played like 4 cards. Like, this whole deck they play is all throwing all their cards at the river, so It's pretty annoying, but I mean, it is what it is. So log there, and I do have, I mean, of course I can fireball on defense too if I have to, but it's kind of a negative trade here. So I go with my hog, ice golem at the river, and I do not get a hit. Like I said, it's pretty much impossible to get a hit here. So now I know that I'm one log and one fireball away, I think, and that is going to be the ball game. It's not that bad of a matchup if you get early single elixir damage, but if you don't have a lead in single, you have to start relying on your fireball cycling at the end. All right, guys, next game here. This, I think, this was to get to 19 wins here. This is kind of a similar set of deck, except this one is way harder to beat. They do have cannon, and they have goblin barrel instead of the bush. I do get lucky here again, and I get a better starting hand, and I don't have his cannon and cycle. So I do get a couple hits there, which is literally why I won the game. This deck is really hard to beat. I don't know if it's 100-0 for bait, but it's certainly a lot harder than the last deck. Once again, you just need to try and get your damage in single, because getting hog hits in double and triple is not going to happen. So you have to rely on your fireball cycle unless you get like a lucky hog hit. And you can, go for fireballs on the offense. I just don't think it's worth it because their cycle's so fast. Like here, he gets a good wall breakers down. I probably could have sacked that barrel or not used my log on it, but it's whatever. And then, yeah, I'd have to eat the fire spirit here. I'm down elixir. I mean, the fire spirit does as much as basically one wall breaker. There's like 300 damage, 250 damage, so he does get more damage here. But, I stack I take damage for damage here because I know the only way I'm going to win is by getting damage in single, so I have to sacrifice my tower for his. He goes to the good fire spirit there. I don't go skeletons. Thankfully, I go with my cannon. But I do have a decent amount of damage here, so we're looking good. And now I have to resort to I did not fireball there. I probably should have, to be honest. I took another 400 damage, but it forces out his elixir too, so it's not the worst. Yeah, as you can see, the cannon is the biggest problem here. So that muskie didn't get a shot. I thought I was going to shoot the cannon, but it didn't. It would have got a hog hit, so that's unfortunate. But now as we go into double elixir, it gets a lot harder. I stack the damage on the left there just because I know it's not going to be a two-tower game, so don't be afraid to take some damage and go in for offense. He's trying to switch lanes. I try to go same lane against every deck I play. I'm not the hog player that switches lanes unless... Very rarely do I switch lanes. I know a lot of hog players like to switch lanes. I don't like to do that. So he has both evils and cycles here, so he goes at the river. Good defense here by me a little bit. I take some damage, but I'm still in the damage lead, and I have a little bit of a counter push here. Like I said, look, I have a musketeer and an ice golem and a hog and evil skeletons at the river. I fireball his tower, and I get one hog hit there, huge. And this is where it gets scary. I have to go ice golem on defense to block at least some of them, but I can only save my tower so much. So now it's where it's like, shoot, am I even going to win this game anymore? I have to log there again, and I have to go with a good ice spirit there. He got lucky with that placement going in front, and as you'll see at the end of the game, that's literally why I win, is because he does that same play. This is ridiculous too. I don't know how that got a connection on my tower. Ever since the Evo Skeletons got 3 instead of 4, it's so much easier for their wall breakers to connect. So here's where I thought I lost the game. I thought it was over here. I was so freaking mad. But thankfully the mirrored ones don't do as much damage, I don't think. But if he had a spell too, I go in here trying to get any sort of damage. I log too. I shouldn't have logged, but I knew it was my only chance to bait out this, so I go with the hog there. He goes with his barrel in front. They don't get a single hit. His cannon comes down late, and I win the game. Literally, such a hard matchup, and if he wouldn't have placed the barrel there, I would have lost, so I got super lucky going in for that. And this game right here will be the 20th win against Golem, which honestly is a lot better than what I have been playing. He does have lightning, though, so that does make it a little more challenging. But he does not have tornado, so which is good. Sometimes we'll have lightning and tornado, which is what I play when I play golem. So I definitely do take the non-tornado version. Although I can outcycle their, tornado pretty quickly, or just going for hog ice golem so they can't tornado it right away. And he does have zappies too, which if you're quick enough here, I'm not. They do get a second hit just barely. But if you're quick enough and you can beat that second hit, you're going to get like 2 or 3 more hog hits. So if you're hovering that fireball, you will get more damage if you can hit it before that second rotation of zappy hits comes. But like as I said, the other 2 matches, single elixirs are time to get all your damage, because then you guys start defending and double. I did go for the muskie down here. I did that on purpose. I knew he had lightning, so I go in for the muskie so he lightens my tower, and then I can get a little bit of a counter push here and get 2 hits. So I knew he'd overcommit on that the lightning, so that was a good play by me. I know I took 1,000 myself, but I'm up 800 damage now, and his lightning wasn't in cycle anymore. So, it's those little small plays like that where it helps you win the game. So good use of my musketeer there, taking the lightning, but also taking his damage. So getting a little halfway in the game now. Just trying to cycle to my cannon evo for his golem push, honestly, is what I'm doing here. Nothing crazy in single elixir, just trying to avoid damage. He keeps, I don't know, I thought he'd for sure go for golem here in single, but like that baby dragon was just not a good play. Just throwing 4 elixir down the drain. Almost got a second hit there, but we'll take the 1 hit. And right here, he goes in for his golem, and he sacks my muskie damage. So right here is where I knew the game could be over in 1 push if I defend, because he takes 2 shots, and that's 2 fireballs and 2 logs, which is the spell cycle range you want. Well, not 2 fireballs, 2 logs. It's close. 2 fireballs and like 4 logs, but 1 more hog hit here would end the game with a fireball. So I block the lightning with my ice golem there, so my cannon stays alive, which is pretty big. And all I got to do is defend this push, and the game's over. I couldn't place my cannon any lower because my other cannon was still alive, which kind of sucks. Waste skeletons there. And then here it's just about getting the fireball. I hit everything except that 1 Evo World Ghost, but it's fine because I cycle back to log. And right here I know the game's over. Yeah, he could have went for golem with the river or something, but I just would have went for my cannon skeletons. He does go for golem here, which is, it's not the worst play, but I can go hog ice golem, and he does go for zappies. Now right here, if I didn't get a hit, I might have been in trouble, but it's all good because I had fireball. But yeah, that's the 20 win right there. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions or comments, I'll be happy to answer them. And thanks again, and make sure to subscribe and like the video for more, guys. Thanks.